Nice. Well, we have our figures assembled. We chose their heads and arms. This guy's arm looks a little small, but I don't know. We'll hide it, I guess. But just getting a dry brush, so we prime them in the Mr. Surfacer Mahogany 1000. And I'm just dry brushing them with some buff. Some Tamiya XF57 buff. And just bringing up the highlights and stuff before we start working on our camo pattern, which will be this here, which is the British, I guess a fairly modern camo pattern. So you can see it's like swirly. Looks like it has like the dark background with the tan and green swirls on it, sort of strokes. And that's what we're going to try to emulate as best we can. And we'll start with the dry brush. So I've already cleaned off my brush. I just want to sort of start from the top where sunlight hits and just bring out all those surface details as best I can. I like to get it around the face a little bit just so that we've got some defining details to run to. And then I like to go with pretty thin paint for figures. I'm still really novice at the figure painting, but the tutorials that I watch that seem to speak to me use this Xenotrope or whatever it's what the proper term is, I guess, but this bringing out all the highlights on a dark background and then using those with really thin almost filters and wash paints, building up layers and then retaining a lot of that, you know, drama in the folds of the material and stuff. So yeah, usually you start with a nice dry brush, so that's what we're at right now. Once we get this dry brush, these two, we're gonna have a bit of repair on this guy's arm. Here I think I had to re-glue it. So we'll get a dry brush and then I might put some putty in there and get that sorted. But for now, I figured I'd get them all dry brushed and that way I can carry on painting the ones that are all good. And fix that one and let it dry while I paint the other ones. Just keep the project on the move. So we've got some work that we've got done on the base so far of the wall, destroyed wall, and I've added a roadway and a walkway kind of. I think I could have went smaller with the scale, but for this one it's kind of like my first attempt at cobblestone and stuff, so yeah, they might be a little large for scale, but next time I can make them smaller, and that's all good. We'll learn as you go. Okay, yep. A bit more of that arm detail out. Okay, you can kind of see what's going on there with them. And now we got our sitting dude as the last one. Let's get a little tip in here of the buff, which is a nice light color to use for dry brushing. Adding dust effect, I guess, too, out of an airbrush. It works really well. Alright, so work from the top. Let me get most of the sunlight. I left these plain, the goggles, he's got a set too. So I didn't paint those because those will brighten up a lot when I want to get them tinted to whatever they're going to be. Probably green. I might go orange. Take a look and see what they actually look like. I'm starting to get better at that, actually researching. The busy builder, he's good at that. He kind of got me into that habit where he actually, you know, pulls up the pictures while he's doing it. I used to pull up a couple pictures just to see, but yeah, it's a pretty good idea actually when you're trying to imitate something, just to get the pictures up so you can get a good look at them and see what you know, what it actually is that you're trying to recreate, and what it actually, you know, does look like. Unlike him, though, I have no idea what how most of the stuff that I do works. He has a bit of an idea. I think he's an Air Force veteran, I think. Leave. And me, I'm more of just a veteran of the Psychic Wars, I guess. Let's get just a light dry brush down on his boots, bring out those details. Yeah, these figures are pretty nice. We've got detail we can bring right out on the sole of the shoes, boots. Amazing what we can achieve now as far as 3D printing and, you know, even slide molding, casting, and all the advancements for the hobby are really, I think, making it super cool, and I think easier too. You know, it's like easier to paint with limited skill a really well cast figure with lots of detail than it is to try and make something look good that isn't. I might be able to get away with that. Bring up a little bit more of that front detail. A little bit there in the side here. There. Okay. Just heighten that up a bit. Okay, now I guess we can pick some colors. Bring out this glove detail, the knuckles. Bring that up a bit there. Those ones come up pretty good. Alright. Okay, there we go. We've got our 4 figures ready to start painting. So I think we'll pick out some colors now to go along with our camo. So let me pick out some colors and we'll be right back. Alright, well, we're going to start with the tan color, which I'm using a Dead Flesh Game Air, but it looked like it was close to that sort of tanny color, so I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm just going to start by just letting this work over top of what we've already got. Now, I'm pretty sure his bags are going to be green, so I'm just going to let this flow over the uniform parts. And we can pick out the, extra bits that are going to be different colors. And I'm just using some airbrush medium instead of water. I just want this to sort of flow over, although it doesn't seem to be flowing so good, does it? I'll thin that a bit more. I think I'll use some flow improver. Let's just add a little bit of that in there. Help that. We'll see how this helps get that moving around a bit better. Here we go. I just want really thin coats to start and then build up as I go along. I think this will give us the good background because it seems like predominantly it's the tan with the green and brown swoops. Some really dark folds, or deep folds I should say. Whoop. Basically get just paint it in. Pretty sure his bag will be a different color too. There on the legs. His boots will be whatever color. Some of them are green, some of them are brown. And I'm just going to try to keep this sort of just as a wash over top. And just let it all just sort of do its thing. Let it dry. And come back and build up some more opacity. What we've done. I still want to keep some of that drama in the folds and stuff. So just keep working that around. Okay. Clean some of this back out. Some of this rinse back. Use a bit of a hairbrush medium to sort of just thin it out a bit where we want it. Okay, I think I'll just let this dry. Do his helmet too, I guess I could. Just tighten up around the goggles. Strap's going to be a different color. Sort of blowing that around. Okay, now we can do his thing a different color. His covering, the straps will probably be the same. Let's get a little on the straps. Alright, now the straps going up here. Just get a suggestion of that going on. Just a little bit more color down here on the bottom of this thing. On his pants, fill this in a little bit. Getting a little more work time with the airbrush medium, and I also have the retarder here too that we can use if we need to get into. Oops, sorry. If we need to get into that right there. Okay. Oh. Here, just a little bit more up here. Bring up some more up here. Get that back of the helmet. Tip there. Okay. Let that dry here around this arm. Get a base on that. A bit of base color on his helmet. I love these helmets. I'd like to get one actually. Wear one to the store. Let's wear it around. Like, hey, how you doing? What's happening? Have the comms going, telling you stuff. Weather. Traffic reports. Alright. Blend that in a bit more. Okay. Let these dry for a bit. We're starting to definitely get something though. Alright. So right on. Okay, we'll let them set for a few minutes to dry. And we'll come back and hit them again with another coat of the dead flesh. Oops, sorry. Again, dead flesh. That blew right off. Look at. Oh my god. Oh man. Catastrophe.